Yeah.
Growing up, I was always just doing like as many different things as possible. I always loved learning something new and trying new things. So yo-yoing was just kind of one of those things.
And it's an easy hobby to pick up.
It's something you can do all the time, whether you're waiting in line at the movie theater or like waiting for a table at going out to dinner, and you can carry it around in your pocket. It's just something I just stuck with.
Did he ever?
My name's Gentry Stein, and I'm a world yo-yo champion. Check it out. So yo-yos are my job, so I basically compete in yo-yo contests, travel all around the world to teach people how to yo-yo, and basically just share my passion for yo-yos.
Stein has more passion than most do for this toy.
It's love at first sight when school kids get a glimpse of the latest in yo-yos and yo-yo techniques.
The yo-yo is hardly a new amusement. The ancient toy was once made of clay and dates back centuries.
And that's kind of the stigma that yo-yos have, because it kind of started as just a simple toy, and really it is a simple toy, but as the design of yo-yos has changed, it's become a lot easier to learn how to do tricks with them, and you can do a lot crazier tricks.
But gone are the days of just shooting the moon and walking the dog. Modern yo-yos roll on sealed ball-bearing axles and slippery synthetic strings, which have opened up entirely new tricks and routines.
Really, since there's such little friction, like the yo-yo is going to spin for anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes. So if I'm doing tricks, I could do a whole trick that's like a minute long, and the yo-yo's just on one throw.
Stein is one of the best at making the most of a throw. He's captured audiences with his mastery of sophisticated tricks, his flashy style, and elaborate routines set to music, like this one he created for us.
A lot of yo-yo players are really into the technical side. There's a lot of aspects that you can really dive into, but something that I try to do is have a really well-balanced routine, and something that is cool for an audience to watch, is cool for people who maybe don't yo-yo or don't really know what modern yo-yoing is. And so if you have long enough spin, you can do tricks that are really big and landing on the string really hard. And so let's say you're trying to choreograph to music and land on like a really hard beat. You can, do a trick where the yo-yo shoots way up in the air and lands really hard, and the yo-yo is still going to be spinning, and you can continue a trick that way. Whereas with some of the older yo-yos, you would be trying the trick, and maybe 10 seconds in, your yo-yo is already almost out of spin. So it really kind of limited what you could do with a yo-yo, but now that they spin so much longer, the shape is a lot wider, you can really just do so much more with it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Behind the seemingly effortless routines are thousands of hours of practice.
This year, I practiced about 6 to 8 hours a day for like almost the entire year for the world contest. But a lot of that practice involves like building the whole performance. So it takes time to create the trick. Once you've created your tricks, you can start building your routine. Once you've built the routine, then it just comes down to practicing the routine as many times as possible. Man, my finger is starting to like really hurt from the string.
All those hours can take a toll.
So I build up a callus on my finger where the yo-yo is here, because it's constantly pulling on it. And then as you're practicing a lot, you kind of get like a rope burn on your hand. So sometimes I'll wear like a glove to help protect my finger.
His dedication and showmanship won him a World Yo-Yo Championship when he was just 18 years old.
Creating something and then performing that creation for an audience and feeling the energy that the audience gives to me after they see that creation is like, that feeling just never got old, and it's just something I fell in love with.
Since then, he's continued to refine his technique and compete at the highest level.
The tricks that you see me do now probably look crazy, but that's because it's been like 10 years of like building up from more basic tricks. And a lot of the tricks I'm doing too are very like basic, simple things that are happening, but they're happening, like a lot of them are happening in a small amount of time.
And like all yo-yoers, he started with the basics.
So there's a foundation of tricks that you can learn when you're first getting into it, and then once you reach that certain level, then really that sets you up to create all kinds of different tricks that maybe no one has ever seen before. So it really becomes like this performing art where you're showcasing like these creative maneuvers and movements.
Stein showed us a few foundational moves and how he builds on them to create intricate, original tricks. The first set of moves he broke down were mounts.
And all a mount really is landing the yo-yo on a string with the string around your fingers in a different formation.
Those formations can be super basic, like the trapeze, where the yo-yo swings around the index finger. Or they can be a bit jazzier, like the double or nothing mount, where the yo-yo is wrapped around even more fingers. Or the wrist mount, where, you guessed it, the yo-yo hangs near the wrist.
Basically, with all these mounts, they're just building blocks to a bunch of different tricks that you can do.
Just like mounts, hops can be building blocks to more advanced tricks.
This is one of my favorite tricks called Eli hops. It's a really flashy trick where the yo-yo hops off the string. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can hop the yo-yo off the string. You can just do the regular way. You can do it over your arm, over your head, and you can even do it horizontally.
The last type of move that Stein broke down for us, slacks, where the yo-yoer creates a bit of give in the string.
And to do that, you basically just pinch the string somewhere and loosen your hands a little bit, so you create this slack here that you can start to maneuver within all of your tricks.
Slacks are useful in a bunch of different tricks, like this one that Stein created.
You can see throughout this trick, I keep pinching the string to create a slack, and then I use that slack in a bunch of different ways to make the trick super cool.
Watch that trick again. There's a reason why he's a world champion. Put slacks and hops and mounts together, and you've created your very own original trick, like this one.
I might do some hops to start, put the yo-yo in a position where I can do a slack, find myself in that double or nothing mount again, and from here there's pretty much limitless possibilities of the different things you can do.
Working horizontally opens up a whole new set of possibilities.
These are super hard. On a vertical trick, you're not actually going to be able to utilize the horizontal plane very much because the centrifugal force of the yo-yo is forcing it to stay on this same plane. So what you can do to actually open up a lot of different possibilities is make the yo-yo horizontal where it's spinning sideways in front of you, and then you can completely utilize that horizontal plane, and it's going to allow you to do a lot more crazy tricks.
But with those crazy horizontal tricks come new challenges.
As you're practicing vertical tricks, at any time you can stop and kind of analyze what you're doing and maybe figure out what kind of step you want to take next if you're creating a trick. But the reason why horizontal tricks are harder is because you can't stop the yo-yo at any time because it's just going to fall off the string and ruin the trick. So with all horizontal tricks, you always have to keep the yo-yo moving the whole time. And if any time you want to stop the yo-yo, you have to immediately change direction.
As if that weren't hard enough, Stein brings the yo-yo down by his knees, making these horizontal tricks even more difficult.
The thing is with these tricks though is your hands are actually pointed down instead of up. So it kind of takes a whole different level of skill to be able to do a horizontal trick downward like this.
And then, of course, there's the performance side of things.
Something I really like to do to take the tricks to the next level is start incorporating body movement, and this to me makes the trick look a lot more interesting. And if you want to get extra flashy, you can even jump over the yo-yo. I think what makes yo-yoing so appealing to anyone is the fact that anyone can do it. You know, a lot of kids might be really good at math in school or might be really good at sports, but some kids don't really find that thing that they're really good at and they can really thrive in. And so a lot of the time yo-yoing can be that thing for them, and it can bring a lot of really special experiences into someone's life, even though it's just a toy. Yeah.